Hi Scorpio, welcome to your Y reading for August 5th through September 4th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the link to the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to Little Light of Mind. Love that name. Much love and support to her, and hopefully you get a chance to stop by, check her out, show her some love and support as well if you like what she has to say. This is intended for a romantic love read, but it may resonate in other areas of your life, such as family, friends, job, work, career, or even money. All right, Scorpio. Hopefully this answers your why, offers clarification, confirmation, that sort of thing. Scorpio's why. Right. Hanged Man. This could be Pisces. Gracious. What's going on here? Okay. The Sun. Strength. Page of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 2 of Swords, 5 of Swords. All right. Let me get the lay of the land here. This could be Pisces, Leo, Aries, Queen of Wands here. So this looks like somebody you've been going back and forth with, where they ended something and there was like a waiting period. You two were involved, then they had to sort things out, and then now you're involved again. This is the second time for you both that it looks like things are illuminated, made clear. You're both on the same page. You both kind of have an understanding. Things are changing now. Things are starting to transition now. You know, Scorpio, this person, it feels like it feels like even though you two have had your ups and downs, this is someone that's going to be making a few changes in their life so you two can be together. Or they're actually going to make some changes so that you two can stay together, because there's things, it's not been easy. It's been tumultuous. You know, this has not been easy. Okay, what's this Sun card about? 6 of Wands, okay. Too shabby. So this I think they feel like you two are on an upswing. Like you finally have got it to where you two are going to be, you two can finally start moving forward and progressing forward. It looks like there was a situation where there was interest before. We got the Page of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles here, but nothing could really happen because someone, I don't know, it was like someone had expressed an interest and the other person kind of was like, nope, I can't, it's not a good time right now or something. And then things invariably happen quickly anyway. And it was probably in a period of disconnect with the person, or they were going through a rough patch, right? And so all of a sudden things happen quickly and someone's like, okay, but you know, this time around needs to be different because I don't want to get heartbroken again. And so far, so good. We got 9 of Wands, 3 of Swords, and the Page of Cups. So far, so good. Same thing here. So far, so good. There's a common understanding. You two are on the same page. You're starting to understand. And I think your person thinks that this time around it's going to be different. What's this strength about? When you want to throw it at me. Rude. What's this strength about? Wow. Ace of Pentacles. It doesn't get any stronger than that. Solid, sure, and steady. Okay, what's this Page of Pentacles about then? Okay, this is the Hangman, could be Pisces. What's this of Wands about? Knight of Pentacles. What's this Queen of Wands about? I'll get to it in a minute. Sorry, what's this Queen of Wands about? Look at how many Pentacles here. 5 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. This is someone that is sticking around. Even though you've been back and forth, they're always going to come back because you are like their rock. It's a lot of work, but this is somebody that will always want to be in your life somehow, some way, to the point where they're going to be willing to make the sacrifices and learn, and it's almost like they finally get it now that this is a sure thing, or that they can trust this, if that makes sense. Like they're ready to finally make some changes because it's worth it. They feel like it's worth it. Yeah, this time around, I don't know what the heck happened, but this time around, and it's just the beginnings of it. This is new. It's just starting. It's made a turn, and things are kind of evolving in a positive direction now. You're not in like this limbo, in the sense that things are just like, we've got the Two of Swords and the Hangman here. It's not like there's no communication. This is about things starting to make a change for the better. We got the Hangman again because someone is learning a new way to interact. Someone's starting to understand things, and they're starting to be on the same page, and this is different for them as opposed to the way it was before. This could be that you two finally have started dating, and this is a very young new relationship, but they're trying to do their best to be giving and attentive and make up for lost time, because they've never really left, because they do feel like this is when I say they never really left, I mean emotionally, because I think in the back of their minds they always saw you as somebody that was just a sure thing, or someone that was really solid and they wanted to take a chance on. Maybe they weren't in a right situation before, or work was keeping them, something they were dealing with, another romance or something. But this is somebody that for whatever reason you two were not able to be together, but you were never far from their thoughts. They always had you in the back of their mind, and now you are. For some of you though, it could also be that this is an affair, because someone's doing both. They're going back and forth between both. This is an affair. But the rest of the reading, it looks like this is someone that has left whatever was holding them back or keeping them from being able to connect with you. They're finally in a position to start with you. This Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Okay, so it was like a no-flies. We got the Hangman twice and the Two of Swords twice. And so it was kind of like somebody wasn't making any decisions or making any changes so that you two could be together. And this was, conversely, it was out of your hands. You weren't the one that had to do any changing, any moving things around, any shifting, any sacrificing, any whatevering. It was out of your hands. You couldn't do anything. It was not yours to do. So you were kind of waiting. You were kind of like, well, we're not moving forward as long as, there's nothing I can do here. And this person has recently made those changes. And it looks like you're kind of stepping into this on a trial basis, or like you're like, yeah, I'm still here, but this is the last time. Like I don't want to go through this again. We got a 9 and we got a 10. Like, I've learned about all I can learn in this situation, and if it leads to stability and great sex, then it's worth it. But otherwise, this is just a big load I have to carry, and I don't want to deal with this anymore. But it looks like, honestly, it looks like they get it now. Whatever they didn't get before, they get it now. They understand, and they're willing to fight for this connection. They're willing to stand their ground. They're willing to defend this. They now understand what they would be investing in, what they would be fighting for, what they would be defending, and why. They're going to defend it with purpose instead of just feeling, because look at all these pentacles. They feel like it's a solid thing. They feel like it's worth it, that you're kind of necessary for their sanity. For some of you, like you're their rock. And I think they feel like you two have a natural affinity and fit for each other, that you two, we got the Queen of Wands and we got the Sun here. It's a very dynamic, passionate connection, that you think the same, you like the same things. The disagreements add interest, and it makes it pretty colorful for you, rather than bickering and knock down, drag out fighting and arguing and hurt feelings. It's just a different perspective, but there's a respect and a real warmth and just connection there. You two like each other. You do like each other. You can't deny it. You might be mad at them because it took so dang long, it broke your heart, and you've been here before, but you like each other. You prefer each other's company. What's this Five of Swords about? Yeah, see, that's that cutting away the riffraff. What's this Five of Hermit? Okay. That could be Virgo. This could be Taurus, Pisces, Leo, Pisces. All right. So the takeaway from this, basically, not basically, it's never basic. It might have taken a long time for this to evolve or come to fruition, but it is happening. However, it's only happening because this person has made the necessary cuts, decisions, taking necessary action to finally do it. This could be that somebody didn't want to have to make a choice or choose because they didn't want to hurt people. They didn't want anybody to be mad at them or this or that or whatever. But it kind of came to that. Whatever they were involved in before, they had to they had to do it. They had to cut things off. They had to cleave and leave, or whatever the saying is. But it wasn't without a lot of thought. It wasn't without a lot of soul searching. I think that's why the pentacles are showing up, because this person is finally sure. They finally feel like, okay. And I hate to say, the downside of that is it means that somebody vetted you thoroughly before they finally were able to move forward with you, because they had to make ultra, triple, double check sure. And they could have been holding on to somebody else while they were kind of making sure you were a solid candidate, if you know what I mean. And that's the only downside of it. It's like, why did it take so long? You know, why? Now that's neither here nor there, because you two are together, but you might have been waiting or sticking around, but this was somebody else's to handle. And the good thing is that they're sure, but it did take a long time. So I don't know if that's control or just someone doesn't want to hurt people, and that, you know, the decision making is really kind of based, it's others focused rather than, okay, this is what I want to do and I'm just gonna, you know. But that's the only thing that worries me, is that there could have been some wing walking here, where like someone had to be ultra triple sure that you were gonna be a certain way or this way, that they, like, you know, basically had you waiting in the wings until they were absolutely sure that you were gonna work out and be the person they wanted you to be, or that they needed, or that sort of thing, which makes a lot of sense. But if you're with somebody else, that's kind of not nice, I guess. Okay, all right, Scorpio, you know what I'm trying to say. Someone was wing walking, and it's like, I don't know, because then maybe they're going to be doing that to you someday. Your situation, your life, your call. All right, what else for? Did I say Taurus? I hope I didn't say Taurus. Scorpio. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Scorpio. I know that. No, it's for Scorpio. Conversely, I have to say this. Now that this is finally here, now that things are finally starting to progress, Scorpio, please take some time to think about if this is truly what you want, and if it's not, you cut it off. Because I feel like this is almost too little too late. Like, it's almost, look at this, 9 of Wands. Almost to the point where it's like, I can't be with you out of my own self-respect, because now you're finally ready. Just when I shut the door, now you come a knocking. So the only thing that I just feel like, okay, it might have taken them a long time, and they had a lot to sort through and cut off and everything. That's fair. But conversely, please take the time to think about this and decide if it's what you want as well, and do some critical thinking. And without this person in mind, think about, just be thinking of yourself, because that's what they did. I mean, if you think about it, that's what they did. You waited all this time, you know, for whatever reason, they still chose the other situation, and you were waiting all this time. So just think about that. Just think carefully and critically. Think carefully and critically. Okay, shutting up. All right. Where's this person? Not, God bless America. Scorpio's person. All right, Scorpio's person. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. Spoken like a person that wants to be with you, but stays with another person until they're ready. Again, fair and valid. It happens, but just, I mean, this is very appropriate for this situation. This is someone that knew they belonged with you or felt that connection, but they still stayed in whatever other situation, or, you know, it could have been money, work, whatever, but they had their reasons, and it might have taken them a very long time to decipher and sort through all that. So, again, that's fair. I just, you know, what else for Scorpio? Ten of Pentacles, stability and connection and prosperity and all things being right with the world. This is the card of longevity as well as stability. So, I mean, look at all these pentacles here. Someone did not consider this lightly. It took them a long time for them to finally arrive at this conclusion. Glad it's here. Please do your due diligence, though, and think about if this is what you truly want. And I don't know what your situation is, obviously, but we got the Five of Swords and the Hermit here. That's a call for critical thinking, and take your time and decide. It took this person that long enough to get here. What's another couple of months or whatever to decide? Not that you have to shut them out and not talk to them, no, but just don't go off and get married tomorrow or anything. Now that they're finally here, now that you two can finally be together, take some time to see if it's what you want as well, because you've been in this position of, and this is not me saying this like, friend to friend, this is considering this reading, in the context of this reading, you've been waiting for quite some time for this to work out, for this to transition to where you two could finally start connecting after a long period of waiting and not being able to, your hands tied, not being able to do anything. So all of a sudden it's finally here. Take your time in deciding what to do with it and deciding if you want this. Take it slow. Think about a few things. Think about that it took all this time and why and where to go from here. I know the Ten of Pentacles just showed up. I know, shut my mouth, but it bothers me that it took this person so long to decide that you were all of this, all these pentacles. That's what bothers me. And that they did it while they were in another situation. Because let's be honest, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about work keeping them. Some of you it might be, okay, shut my mouth, but yeah. What else for Scorpio? Yeah, there we go. Good. God bless America. Shut my mouth. You know what? Shut up. Don't listen to me. Really? It says home. That's fine. This person feels like home to you. I get it. I do. I really do. You don't know. I know what that feels like, and I know how powerful that is. So I get why you would have waited all this time. I do. Doesn't mean it can't bother me, though. Home and come on. Pentacles. All right. What else for Scorpio? Temperance reversed. Damn it. Temperance reversed. Four of Cups reversed. Guess the wait is over, huh? Just remember to come up for some air. Okay, so this could very well be a missed opportunity. This could be not wanting to wait or think about things anymore, or not wanting to, just wanting it to happen now. And this is kind of abandoning any kind of moderation or perspective. This could be being frustrated with the situation that was one-sided, that it took forever to get here and you're tired of waiting, and now that it's finally here, we're kind of abandoning perspective and any kind of due process because we're just that tired of waiting. And it's also the one-sided nature of the situation, that this truly couldn't take off until the other person handled something, and then then balance was restored, so to speak. But could be frustration with that. Do not discount that. Please consider that when you're thinking about moving forward with this person. It's all there. I get it. Just consider it, because this would not be showing up like this if you weren't supposed to be considering. Remember the frustration. Remember, come up for air. I get it, but consider the nature of how you two became involved. Shutting up. All right. Thank you for stopping by, Scorpio. I wish you luck with this. I really do. And I hope you two are happy. You get what you want. I hope it works out. All right. I thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.